it is such a powerful thing. Um, if you, I shouldn't plug my own session, but if you listen to my session at the DHL conference, I talked a lot about the importance of being novel, being entertaining, being memorable, especially when we're talking about things that to us are exciting. But think about the broader business where we're droning on about statistical significance and this mathematical calculations and mapping data to variables in Google Analytics. It's incredibly boring to most people, right? And I think back, just think back through your educational history. We've all taken a lot of topics that for most of us could be pretty boring, and the teachers that have been able to take that and wrap story around it to make it entertaining, that it's okay, not only okay, it's actually a way in which we can learn better by engaging us through something incredibly engaging. I can't use engaging,
Yeah.
incredibly entertaining to learn things about. And I think a lot about the topic of negotiation strategy. Um, it could be incredibly dry. Speaking of Seinfeld, which I was watching as we were queuing up this episode, there was the episode where George is supposed to give a presentation on risk management strategy, and he gets the book on no, he gets the audio book for it, and it's just like in his own. It's actually him reading it in his own voice, but just like very like man monotonous and droning on. It's like I don't want to sit and listen to this. And I think about
Mhm.
the book Never Split the Difference. It is such an incredibly entertaining, memorable book because he's taken a subject that can be incredibly dry and made it so engaging and entertaining. I think I read the entire book in less than 2 days. I couldn't put it down. A
Yeah.
book on negotiation strategy.
Yeah, because he brings in stories from his past to make what he is saying, which is very dry fact in some cases, or to kind of um, reinforce the skills that he's walking you through. And it's great that you bring up negotiation because on this particular episode, I want to specifically look at sales,
Mm.
and storytelling and sales. Um, because it was several years ago. I was in a pre-sales engineer role, and I had always seen sales as within that role as you just go through and you show the features. Oh, this button does this and this button does that. And I was working with someone who spent the time and like, no, like you need to wrap a story around it. You don't just show every button because not every feature is applicable. Do your research ahead of time, find out what the prospect, what their key use cases are, and then craft a narrative around how those features apply to them. And it was like it was one of those epiphany moments in my career. It's like dumbass, like after the fact it seems like incredibly obvious.
Yeah.
And those people throughout my career that have been successful in sales, whether it's retail sales, B2B sales, they know how to craft a story.
Yeah, and I think we've all sat in at some point in our career a demo or a sales call where they were just droning on and on and on about features and this is, and it is so incredibly boring, and it could be something incredibly interesting and positive that we're very interested in, but the way that it's presented, you're just sitting there like looking at your watch like, is this thing almost over yet? Like I can't drag this on anymore any longer. The very best ones that I've sat in on, yeah, have taken that approach of we're here to entertain. And it's okay to accept that. I think the reason why so many people shy away from it is they feel like if we put that entertainment factor on what we're doing, it diminishes the fact that there's actual substance to what we're doing, which
Mhm.
I think is a fair concern because we've seen our fair share of sales and marketers that, you know, tell a really great story, get people super excited, but then you pull back the covers a little bit and you're like, wait a minute, there's nothing here. And so I definitely get people's worry and concern that they're just kind of putting window dressing on a vacant building. But the fact is that when you have substance and you have something incredibly valuable that you want to share, thinking about it from a entertainment storytelling perspective actually increases your ability that your audience is going to engage and actually understand what it is that you're trying to get across in your message. So,